for the part. I'm not gonna say it's good as fuck. But it is. And I really want to get into it. Don't put that over there because I'm being right. I'm gonna take this to God. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I got a little aluminum container upstairs to go. I'm not saying this to Paul. And I'm not saying this because you and I go back and forth here on this show. So I'm not saying this at all to kind of light your fire. What are we talking about?
We're talking about my presence, bitch. We're talking about my presence, girl.
Right. But what was the point that you just made?
When I was saying that, they think that because, and I respect all of my girls. Like all of my girls that have TV presence and have been given those opportunities. They didn't give me those opportunities because of my porn background. But I made that if you don't give me a door, I'm gonna make a window. I'm gonna make a corner. I'm gonna make a thing, and I'm gonna pitch a tent outside and do my own thing. And my own thing is gonna be moving so hard that you're not gonna have any other choice but to see me because it's moving so hard.
That's right.
And the people that are moving around, it's moving executive. Like when I sit down to meetings, Craig, and I'm saying this humbly.
Yeah.
When I go into executive meetings at Netflix, A24, Hulu, Disney, all this stuff. Yes, we know our brand matriarch. Laverne is our matriarch. She is our mother. We know our brand matriarch. But bitch, when I sit on the room, the bitches have already said, I've been following you since I was 12, since I was 14.
And that's what, okay, so let me jump in here while I'm thinking. Because that is what I'm trying to say to you. I've been out with you. I know what people do when they see you. But what I am telling you is, I am out. When I am out by myself, getting on a plane, and not just when we're going to do a show, a bag talk.
Okay, Miss Mary, because I only care about what you're saying in the comments. Everything else in the
comments. On vacation.
Okay, you better pull up what I better see.
Stop me and say, we love what the two of you are doing. But then there are people who say, we love
because no shade.
Mm-hmm. Give her this message. Like they say this to me. Yeah, they said it to me today.
It's like, yes, well, let's use the ones that are covered to do our dirty work, not the ones who are easily receptive. I'm like, y'all bitches is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have my praying mama say this second.
I do not
my dumbass
child. Idea how you are changing lives just by being who you are.
I do receive it, and then
like I said, it's just like with that white woman. No, but fuck them kids, me girl. Fuck them. What about no kids?
And she said,
"There's nothing we can do about that."
No, I did too. I did too.
Yeah. It would be fucking kids, but y'all make the motherfucking kids motherfucking road.
I want to tell you that my daughter, yes,
fuck them motherfucking
my woman said to me, my daughter loves
and gives that.
She said, I can't remember
because what if you was with a crazy person that would attack you because you don't give a fuck that you using the baby as a shit. You're gonna learn to stop using them like in that way because God don't like that.
Just living in your purpose. You don't really know. I think that on a visceral level, but I think on a level beyond the visceral level, you don't really know how you really are. And I don't just mean you. I mean you, yes, you. But I also mean like you as a person.
Girl,
yes,
whole neighborhoods explode. So, girl,
I don't
give a fuck about whole collectives and whole groups or families, bitch. Come on now.
But I'm very clear about it.
Like, you feel me?
I don't think
it's like, but listen, but that's because you be in a country, but you don't even know who the fuck you need to be careful with in the country.
To know.
SIT. And I'm not a dog.
I pray every night. I get down on my knees every night and pray. And one of the things that I pray to God is that I
Mm-hmm.
I pray that I'm effective.
I'm not worried about them watching me.
I understand that I may not ever know what I'll do to affect people. To
Okay, these bitches
people,
coming out. Ha 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 ha.
people.
Yeah.
I may not ever know that in a conscious
Maybe pull my wand out.
in a here and now way. But I want God to use me in a way that I may not ever understand.
It's not, I'm just the lighter. I'm bringing the light in some.
Because I think that when you start to think, oh, bitch, I'm out here changing lives, bitch. I'm
out here changing my life.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
No. But these bitches don't really change. They just compete with me, bitch. I'm changing my life. These bitches are trying to compete with me. So look, these bitches might get a little. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, you actually is kind of cute. I might be more fucking cute.
Yeah, you become self-absorbed. You become bigger than your purpose. I don't ever really become bigger than my purpose because I understand that God has used me as a vessel to use and reach and teach and heal people through me. And he could have chosen anybody else. He could have chosen anybody else. That's it.
To write almost doesn't count.
Anybody other than me. And so I always.
Or was it the Boys? No, which one right
I always want to like.
But yeah, that's like one of the best songs ever.
Yeah. And so like when I tell you when I was at the park today, when I was at the park.
So
today,
yeah, you was important.
Every 15 feet.
But it's built into us when we feel like we gotta prove ourselves, so we're gonna set you up, we're gonna tell you what it is, and then we're gonna follow through and we'll show you what it is.
I anticipate. And I can't be out.
Anticipate.
Because to be honest with you, when I was out there today, I was like, oh my God, Nelson was here with me. Yes. It would have been a mob. It's not a mob when it's me. But I was like, if Nelson was with me, it would be like a mob. But my point is, but you do know that if I was there, I'd stop and talk to everybody. Yeah, you would. And you would hug everybody, you would talk to everybody. But that's what I'm saying. I think that it is so important. And like there were people who stopped me and talked to me about the whole trans stuff. There were trans women. Like I said at the top of this live, there was a trans woman who her name is Imani. Oh my God, she's dark skinned? Yeah. And beautiful. And she works for Delta. She's beautiful. Yes. Yeah. And she said, oh my God, I love you. She said, I love you as a trans. And she was like, I love you and I love what you're about to do. Right? She said, if you're ever on a Delta flight, I got you. Oh, look at that. Got it. You got to tell her when you get in there, like, move that white woman to the right. The gig is up, bro. The gig is up.
The gig is up. You trying to get me? I'm just like, all right, bitch. I'll see you later. Paradise.
She is back there.
The gig is up, right? One. The gig is up, girl. God and gang, it's up.
What we do over here.
Yes,
but again,
it's 2 o'clock.
They will also say,
it's
I
up.
love what you've done and what you've done in the community. Craig, I've been doing this for a long time, and that's what I'm saying. And I think what people don't really understand, I've been doing this for a long time. I have won a lot, but I have failed. I have failed. I have been on the ground. I have been drugged. I have been accused. I have failed. And this goes back to when you and I have our private conversation when they try to make these things like, oh girl, she would never have another trans girl sit next to her because she couldn't take her. I'm like, sweetie, I would sit that girl next to me and she wouldn't know what to do with all of this. We're serious. She wouldn't know what to do with all of this because with all of this comes is extreme failure. Yes. I have failed in front of these people. I have lost in front of these people. I've had to endure in front of these people. And people don't know what you go home with. What you go home with. They don't know what you go home with. They don't really see the fail. They don't. I haven't failed. And they don't see all the lights that are up here. They don't know how to shoot pictures of some shit on They don't know what to do.
Or the weight of the expectancy of things gotta be right. This how the sound is off, or how this or whatever. And how they
just roll.
how they pick through the fingers and try to drag you off. How they tell you shouldn't drag out.
The sound, yeah, the sound gets all fucked up because that's the
Have
way
you
we
forgot that I had
want
a
it.
black transgender woman that was a prostitute?
It's not all fucked up.
And no people that
We just didn't get it into the Google translators yet. So
That's
yeah,
right.
y'all have to be translated.
Took the places, the space that I
Do you need
occupied.
a translator?
Nobody expected it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, bro, Nella ain't. I love Miss Nella, and I love what they do. They can't walk a day without me. No. They can't walk a day, and it's because I was there that made this stuff easier for the people with all the things they It's like they could there's nothing that any of the what is it, trainees,
There's
women,
real tags on all my
there's
shit.
nothing that those people have that I'm jealous of because
It's, all my shit got real tags.
because of the things I've already been through. The weight of this is what you don't understand. The weight of me having pornography on my background. That every 5 minutes somebody is trying to bring it up. I was posting videos of me and Miss Tina because there was someone on there posting old porn videos. And I was like, why are you trying to do this? What are you trying to do?
What is the purpose? What's the motive?
I've already talked about this. I haven't done sex videos in about 12 to 15 years.
Right.
What are you doing? Like, why are you under here trying to attach these videos?
But that is someone else's pain. That's someone else's pain. It has nothing to do with you.
It's just, to be honest, I just think a lot of people don't like to see other people win.
No, that's true.
I think a lot of people see other people doing well, and because the way their life is going,
Yeah,
they want people to join in their misery.
that's true.
And so they're just like, so they just basically try to attack negative things and try to do
You don't think, Mo, you don't think that sometimes I sit in those network meetings and there's some bitch in those network meetings over there that might be smiling at me. Yeah, and they're probably understanding.
That's right.
You go. That's why I caught my cousin or my uncle or my brother or
I caught my man watching John in the bathroom in the middle of the night.
a story about this.
Watching on where? It's like, girl,
Sitting right in those meetings. You don't think the stuff that I go with that.
okay.
The bottom, the top of a mountain, of one mountain is the bottom of another. That's what people don't get. The top of one mountain is the bottom of another.
That's what I'm telling you.
So when we get into these spaces or whatever like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I talk about myself or I brag on myself. If I don't do it, you're not.
It's the
But
bottom.
I also think that or bragging on your side, or bragging on your side,
Ain't nobody bragging.
but also shines light
Well, because
for those queer people
y'all bitches really working the magic that make you forget. So remember that. Okay? Because what's happening is, I'm not gonna be being nice because the thing is that, oh nah, because God cannot want me to fuck shit up. And
And yes, I am.
And then it's like, no, but he could.
And then the other thing is, one of the things that I wanted to talk about
Is it enough? But they like only for what we deem necessary. It's not
one of the things that
it's not gonna be for the parts.
I
It's gonna be because you tried the parts.
you know something else.
No, but it is. It's gonna be because they tried it. Because because once white people kind of start insurrecting, it's kind of like anything that does not go your way, yeah, you just need to know that fuck these buildings.
AKA Afrikaners.
That's a part of the apartheid.
Yes.
Fucking buildings.
These people were
Because this country's not for it, man.
Afrikaners.
Okay, and they will run into
Were
the state
descendants from the Dutch.
because that's
And
protesting
these people were
with no tolerance.
Apartheid.
Okay, like bitch, we not waiting. Bitch, we drove up here to fuck shit up, and we drunk our Starbucks and talked about our vacations as we all walked up to the building. Then we got to the building, bitch.
according
We went ape
to
shit.
20
That
minutes.
the white
the
people.
reports that I've seen, it's about 15.
Well, they all didn't go to their hood and burn up their, CVS's and their McDonald's.
And they were
They didn't steal
descendants
all the sneakers and the TVs out of
the Dutch.
your
who
stores.
were
Yeah, okay.
moved to
No,
South
they
Africa,
went
who
they went to where they
were
went to where this
They
motherfucking
now
laws,
have come
okay,
to
get to
Alabama.
walk around
Moved to Alabama.
and take their 15s.
And what I want to say about this is, it is so important that we understand that this is not happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
This is not happenstance.
Be in and out, in and
This
out.
was
That's the best
correct.
part about not being
Chosen.
places is I'm not there. You feel me? But
These
unless it's weird, well then if it's weird, then I would hate to put it out
or moved to
or to you to
get
get
you
you
served.
to start to
What's the word, man?
You serve.
as to suck.
ED.
You serve or you serve.
They usurp
Okay.
all of the bylaws and things that
Yeah.
any African,
Okay.
any country,
Because you got to realize that it is a homosexual, so it will be listening to.
correct,
Okay, I don't have.
correct.
I
Now,
don't have
here's
to
what I
tell
want to
you
tell you. If you
or
don't
play
know
because
this,
yeah, bitches do just
I know you all
and they play all the time and my shit over my head. I don't know, but yeah, but I'm like looking. I'm looking
I
for it
know that you all are saying that I'm
Mhm.
toasted. I'm very clear about what I'm saying.
only because I'm not going to be a fan
There are white
of
South
nothing that I do
who
not
are
like.
direct descendants from the
No,
Dutch.
because I'm not gonna not like you because of something that.
Who
You gonna, I'm not gonna like you because the things you
upheld
did.
apartheid. Those
No,
are
slow
the
down.
people who then
That thing you
immigrated
do when you in your own motherfucking space.
to
I
Alabama,
know because you'll start pumping your mouth and it's sound like
Alabama
dogs
is
barking
the
and drills and sirens
where
and
they
music
put
and
those white
you
people
they
at.
sounding like the same
They
shit
didn't
that's
even shut them up.
but it's
So I want to say to all my Alabama people, those of you who were over the riverfront that day,
get over
don't
it.
let
You
you come
can't
from the
suck.
white folks come
You
here
or
to
your
South Africa and try you. You whip their motherfucking asses
Listen,
just like
this
you
pussy's
whip
not for none of you.
Alabama folk. Young boy who swam across that river that day, don't play with these people because they believe that black folks are inferior to them. They upheld apartheid in South Africa.
So what you said is give them people that own it.
Give them
Joe
a piece of
Guinness
that
mode?
motherfucking
Johannesburg.
That's right.
So Greg, what you're saying currently in my ear right now is give them a piece
Give them a piece
of that folding chair.
of that motherfucking plastic.
No, that's folding chair. I have one.
Metal and plastic.
No, I have one.
The metal. Fuck them up. Don't let them know with that motherfucking apartheid bullshit. You see, Elon Musk. Elon Musk had a hand in this shit.
Hold up, oh man, you love me.
Elon Musk had a hand in this bullshit.
Right? The goal here is this last
Yeah, so,
No, that's so crazy.
yeah.
Just take it off.
It's all good.
It ain't the first time you done snatched off your eyelashes. You snatch your eyelashes off all the time. But this is for the girls that's not really they ones. They stupid. Okay.
We don't play with in Alabama. Young boy who swam across that river that day.
in the words of the man who tried to eat young man.
Yeah, man.
Please, young man, show them how to make hot water cornbread. That's it. That's all. Young man.
That's it, and that's all.
Young man.
Amen.
Show them how to make hot water cornbread.
Because the reason that they bring in these white people here who upheld
It's
apartheid,
because they're trying to reinforce white supremacy here
in this country,
in this country.
do not play with them in Alabama. This was you all in August or whatever year that was.
August is badly approaching. Give them the chair.
Give them the business, bitch. Alabama,
Give them the chair.
don't play with them.
Go outside and sit on the beach with your folding chairs, girl.
They can play that shit.
Give them the chair. Give them back to Yugoslavia, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Return them back to Yugoslavia.
Send them back. Because here's the thing. This is the thing.
That is your black America.
That's right. And this
Your ancestors died on that land. And if they need to die there with their ancestors so that they can be the original ancestors,
There's a million people watching this shit
allow
right
them
now.
to do that. Kill that nigga.
That's right. And the thing that's important to know, the thing that is important to know.
The thing that isn't, so don't forget. The thing that's important to know, you're gonna forget.
They are,
Okay.
they were born here.
He promises to keep you in remembrance of those things, though, but baby, you're gonna forget.
Any
Okay.
African Well, you from a continent?
Some of you, it's not a memory loss. That memory was never stored because it never happened because
any country in Africa, you cannot just come here. You can't just come here.
you can't just come here.
Racist ass president
Okay.
allow these particular African, white Africans. It's about 59 of them.
Oh, 59.
It's about 59.
So they go. So listen, 59 y'all need to go to get those $10 shares. Invest $590. Well, they get you those $59 shares, bro. The one that I'm gonna really fold.
Bigger lots is about to open back
Big a lot.
And get that air
Don't
conditioner.
get it from Target. Get it from Walmart.
From Walmart, we don't do Target.
Or Costco. Actually, get them from Costco. The ones that when they fold, that they have the strength. And play Luther's.
Yeah, Costco is straight. I like Costco. I just ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be working for them crackers.
Yeah. And give those
Them crackers because you saw how long I made it. Like 100 days. After 90 days, they gave me almost a perfect score on my 90-day review. They told me they don't give out perfect scores, so they just gonna not give me a perfect mark. And I was just like, so that's strike number one. So you know, so you marking my shit because none of y'all was perfect. I said, this is exactly why. Hang on, I'm calling out tomorrow, and you know I was on my way to work, but then I passed by the plug. You feel me? And it's like, yeah, and because I'm out this bitch. When? We'll see. Okay, it's like, yeah, and this bitch will hold on. And this bitch is like, I see y'all later. No, like when y'all was aggravating me and I was on my way to work, I busted that right and sat in front of Target and waiting for a bus to me to Hartford. Okay. They took me to a train to Richmond. I was like, hey, what up? I said, yeah, I need to smell. You know, shade because yeah. And it's no shade. And with the full benefits and miserable and don't want it, girl, please. Because it's not how they sold it to you, right? I like shopping there. I did. Because the food is, because the price is 10.
And the fact that your president, and you know Chris Brown got
but you can pay your bills
he broke the bottle on the
working at Costco because most of them get paid good and don't do nothing. But yeah, but you know, you in one of the positions where you doing too much. Right. And people can't do it because it's like, girl, you have to be educated and or it's the training is just it's just gonna be, you know, it's just you can just show me okay, all set good. All right, never had a problem. That's what's up.
And you upheld apartheid. Just come here.
They're like, so yeah, you're doing maybe in this position. I'm like, yeah, but in like 20 more days I can apply for a different position move. And it's like, why would you want that? I don't like this shit. So I'm gonna do whatever I agree to do because I agree to do it.
She's trying to say, don't you let that bitch rebrand herself.
And then I feel degraded. And then you got these bitch niggas trying to sell me. I'm like, bitch. All y'all ass inside this motherfucking grocery store. It'll be the supermarket store.
Get my dick sucked.
No, because what they try to use intimidation and anger, like off of anything, like try to be low tolerance with you because you're dark skinned, so they're low tolerance. Yeah. So strike two. They be like, yo, all of a sudden it's like, hang on, because tomorrow probably gonna be a really good day, and tomorrow I don't show up. Cause fuck these jobs. Okay? We'll just let you play me to the end, so at least my performance was perfected. No matter what the fuck you say, bitch. Fuck out of here, bitch. Fuck out of here, bitch. I said, actually, I could just, get some content real quick and show people how I'm quitting. Or I should go up there and I should just talk about why I'm quitting and say, no, you don't want that. Because it's like, okay, because you don't think that we can win that case? You think I should, if you think I should sue Olive Garden,
it's disgusting. The fact that you
put a 1 in the chat. Because I never, we have the evidence in the video. You can just tell them where to go. They can see. So that's all that happened, and that's all that they have documented. So yeah, go and get that for me.
For Air Force One.
Think about it. They be mad at God. Be like, we you understand? Because you're not really mad at Olive Garden. Olive Garden is doing the best Olive Garden can do. She's a restaurant, so the food might be good, but you got to realize that most of it is all trash. Okay, and you know that. That's why instead of tipping it 20%, you tip it 9%.
This is the shit that I have issues with.
And you gonna have some bitch that was under tipped for too long that stuck around. She about to be your new motherfucking boss because bitch, she was the only one that they had. Because them bitches all go through seasons where you remember when we was the only ones we had. Okay? And you get the right bitch, you make it work, bitch. And a restaurant, yeah, it can function. You know what I mean? Say you can certain people like, okay, you can do a restaurant. And I can be a cook at a restaurant.
Well, it would be for Air Force One.
No, not one of the cooks that do everything in restaurant. I know this is my station, and my station is to produce everything that is asked for from this station. Everything else you should do. I can clean it before I go and close it, but that's the most that I would do. Yeah, because y'all gonna have to pay people to be doing prep and assistance works because they got no Mexican ladies for that.
But my thing is,
this shouldn't even be no thoughts of that. You should get on that bitch without any. They should never need maintenance on that. You ain't got to.
Listen, I ain't gonna be able to even do none of that as fast or as good or on time as her. So yeah, so you better make sure that you giving the right job to the right people because that's not a job that you're gonna give to somebody that you think is.
You should never even put no gas in that. It should never need no maintenance.
It should never need no maintenance. You shouldn't even have to do nothing to that. That thing should just be grateful to be alive. Okay. You shouldn't even have to breathe on it to get it started. I'm like, girl, you're gonna pay for it and you're gonna have to give it your own breath. You have to breathe your breath into it to get it like that. And then I'm gonna say, oh, that was good. I'm gonna turn around. So
when I went to stay in France, I just booked the flight, got an apartment.
But you see, they pulling.
You can't do that.
You better sell. You better sell your little waters.
To come here.
You saw Ludacris.
I know you want us to talk about.
He collects waters.
But I have already explained to Craig.
He's like, open this fridge. He said, I have every single water you can have. So give me a second.
We're not doing that over here. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. You don't even know what went on.
Girl, nobody wants to do anything with you. So we don't want to hear you talk about what you don't want to do.
Sorry.
Okay? No, don't be sorry. You be grateful. Okay? Because
we don't.
I'm the pretty one. You just look. Okay? So yeah, this
our show.
Look at that.
We don't have to say certain things.
We don't have to, but you know what I'm saying? We don't, because you have to remember because you have to remember overall, because until like a contract official, you feel me? Listen, fuck Oprah show and any show that's smaller than me. Okay,
so I just think
if they think that it's more important than me.
This is what I'm always.
Don't get your show confused with your legacy. This is just a little piece. But you feel me? But they will hype you up to okay, and you will be rapping your own shit with them. Yeah, so I'm just saying. Listen, it's a lot of things you ain't gonna like. Pussy niggas, you not gonna do nothing. I don't care what you got. Okay, because I'm gonna have to agree and rock and move around my shit.
Did you see the shit that
Bitch.
I'm sorry, because your camera's over here, but you feel me? But it's easier when I see.
I'm serious. I think it was Mexican. Let me look about this shit.
What you talking about? Border control?
Well, yeah, but then do your journalist research.
Because he's a journalist. That's not what we do. He's just want to know everybody's business.
There's people up there.
Like, what the fuck is going on right here?
It's crashing. That had to be out there. Do you see this person just fall all the way down?
So that was the Brooklyn Bridge in New York, and it hit the bridge.
But why were people up there?
Because part of what happens on that boat, they kind of spin and
They put them inside of the air and bring them under a bridge? Okay, but you're not supposed to answer my questions like that. Okay, come on, get it together.
And they're traveling on the ship and they just kind of have it suspended. So
Girl, you know, I'm not keeping secrets for nobody.
So was it like where did it come from? Did it come from the Gulf of America?
Okay, because how did they get you to open
It come
doors?
from the Gulf of America. Oh, it was a Navy ship.
Oh, it was a Navy ship. Okay, there you go. Oh, I thought it was a Gulf of America. Okay, so she told me what it was, because you know I can't say.
Yes.
So no, I didn't say that. One of them people.
Mexico.
Marshall. Okay, but you see how everybody's pulling out their these are like podcast and combat skills. But who are they combating? Who are they combating? They don't want the authorities to know what they're really talking about.
Yeah, there were some people who died.
Because I don't know if y'all people realize the climate that we're living in. Yeah, y'all think that.
Did they lose air traffic control?
Y'all think that this shit is sweet, and y'all think that we gonna be over here asking for shit.
We have 10,563 people watching all over.
Listen, because when it comes to us in the government, the church has to shut the fuck up that day. Okay, but we'll deal with us in church every day. But when it comes to us in the government, the church has to shut the fuck up that day. Because the state and the church, yeah, they shutting the fuck up when the other one is up.
So they lost power, right?
No, because y'all not gonna work together to play nobody. Because then that's when we can sue our country. And if we can't sue our country, then that's when we have to show them the real business, though. And it really is.
It's just like when the boys
it is insurrection. It's like you're gonna see us attack ourselves. Because you must think that we motherfucking playing. She said, yeah, where George Washington desk used to be. Yeah. And it's no shade though. Only because, you know.
Well, he said they were harnessed, so they
just out here just killing. and killing and killing and killing. But you got to pay attention to the things that are killed the most and what they look like. Well, they look like they've always been requested because it's a bubble butt, okay? But nobody cares. But when they turn around in the front, but yeah, always requested. You understand? And all the swag and everything that it needs. So don't get it twisted that they is requesting the shit that they had. So I'm just letting you know that you with bitches that are obsessed and hate you. But bitch, it's because they know that, girl.
It's crashing.
You feel me? Well, you just gonna start shooting healthcare workers because you can't afford healthcare? Right. But I'm gonna say, you know how people are showing that they're handling their businesses. Mm-hmm. And you'll be like, how the fuck did that person end up fucking up their life and doing that job? I tell people all the time, bitch, don't do that job because everybody that I almost fucked with did do that job. You feel me? And you feel me? Listen, and R.I.P. to all my niggas.
Yes.
They said, no, baby, that was my first husband. What happened with Charles? He said, well, you know, nobody still know.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about your son? Okay, well, that was just crazy. That was just like, just a heart attack. It just was healthy forever. But yeah, but then people be like, okay, and what about your other niggas? And be like, and then it's like, okay, now people like you shouldn't be getting into no type of issues or disagreement with people because when people fuck you over, okay, they pay for it. And that's that. And I don't feel fucked over. I don't think nobody's fucked over. But you playing on my top, I don't know. I guess people can't do that because it's like that. Oh, that's my problem. I'm allowing it, right? I bet you if you allowing yourself to be a jungle gym. Listen, if you know that you gotta let these bitches play on their jungle gym, and you gonna put it in God's hands, listen, because we're turning everything into something, girl. Okay, because you gotta do what you gotta do, girl. Listen, okay? Because yeah, and I got a aluminum foil thing right there. It's a aluminum foil thing.
And they didn't have that shampoo.
Back.
But there was a show years ago.
I forget what I was about saying. Anyways.
And
What's going on?
there was a naval ship.
And
there was a gentleman who walked out on the ship.
But you see him? I got used to the way. But yeah, he's not even big. He got his hoodie on. What's up, Trey? Turn around.
It was standing. It was like a naval ship. Like if you just even bigger than that, like a naval ship.
None of this shit today.
And so he was standing on a plank, and somehow he fell over. To make a very long story short, he fell over, and he took his pants off, like cargo pants, army fatigue, cargo pants, took them off, and he tied a knot at the top of like the waist, and he was like submerging them and making them into like a flotation device, so that they puffed up. Yes, he said he did that for a while, so they would serve as a flotation device. But then eventually he made it like a preserver, a life preserver. And what happened was, he got to the point that he was tired. Because you're doing this with your arm, you're constantly, because eventually the air leaves out of the pants. And you have to do it again. So his arms are tired, he was out there for hours, shark infested the water.
with his meat wriggling around with no pants on. It just floated in the water. That hard. Unless he was shrimpy. 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 Those a dangling dick in some water on a shark. What? A dangling dick in the water. A dangling dick in the water. Dangling. A dangling dick. So he was doing this. No, yeah. She's definitely a shark. I'm coming to get that worm in that water. You know what? I'm coming to get that worm. Unless he was Diddy or Terrence Howard.
Oh no.
I'm done.
It's not time.
Go to bed.
So he was using his pants as a life preserver. And what happened was he was out there for so long that he fell asleep. He fell asleep treading water. I would hate to have something in the military. And those were the military. They do like a roll call at the end of the day, and then first thing in the morning. And then like Mo Jimothy, and what happened was they were calling this roll, and your fellow shipmen were like, oh yeah, I just saw him in the bathroom, he was brushing his teeth, or he was in the shower. So like there were these people who were like, oh, I just saw him. And so they just kind of scapegoated and just said, oh yeah, he was here. But actually he was in the water. He had fallen into the water, and he had been in the water for like hours. This went on for like 24 hours. What happened was some fishermen found him in shark-infested water. Trying to put air into these hands to serve as a flotation device. And he was sleeping when they found him. He was treading water, sleeping. And they found him, and what happened was, just by chance, he survived. And so they were saying that there were so many settlement who said, oh, he was he a black man? There's a white guy. Oh. And he survived because those fishermen found him off the coast of Indonesia or wherever the fuck he was. But it was just not, but can you imagine being in the middle of ocean water and there's nothing out there but water? There's water. And you don't know if something's gonna swim up underneath you. Bitch, I would have lost my goddamn mind. Bitch! When you say that, when you are standing on your deck, on your balcony, and there's nothing out there, like you don't see anyone, and you never or the universe, or whatever or those things you're believing God. You will find the unknown, man. Because it is definitely the unknown at the expression of God. Yes. The government cruise ship in the Atlantic tonight, I was like, yo, listen. And I got down to the end of that boat and I looked at like how the boat is lit up, and there's nothing else out there. There's nothing else out there. Pitch black. Just imagine being in, what I want you to imagine is in the water. I'm in the water right now. And I'm in the water and there's nothing around me, bitch. You can't see anything. And you don't know if something's gonna come up underneath you and bite you. You don't know if you're gonna feel teeth. Bitch, a whale? Could you, and the little eyes on the side of the whale? Could you imagine? Let's get real dark here. Yeah. And this is why it's hard for us to forget things. Yeah. Could you imagine the slave? You gotta work, bitch. Being transported. Okay, or those ones who, yeah, that's it. Do you know the sea, the triangle trade route, the sea holds the soul of a multitude of African people You are the descendant of slaves who lived in that life. You are here watching us in this fact because your ancestors would not die. You understand? Like, I guess that's really powerful when you think about it. Like you, I, Mo, we are here.
It's not, I mean, it's not, no. You're respect, but Mo's not a part of it.
No. No.
Here.
We are here because our ancestors would not die. So what I need you who are watching this right now to understand,
There's no way that this brings it back to the top of our stuff.
come on,
There's no way that Craig and I could be racist.
no.
Because the system from the Nina, the Pina, and the Santa Maria, I'm going to say it again so that you can
Come
feel
on
it.
now.
The Nina, the Pina, and the Santa Maria.
Come on, somebody. That's it.
The Nina,
Yes.
the Pina, and the Santa Maria.
Yes.
So that we can be clear again.
That's it.
The Nina,
Yes.
the Pina,
Yes.
and the Santa Maria
Yes.
that gathered up the folks
That's it.
and floated them.
That's it.
There's no way that you can picture something before
That's it.
talking about I'm racist. When I think that the first time that I received the word nigger was from not insulting me and get under the bed. Because I said, get the fuck around me with that bullshit about I'm racist. When the nigger, the people, and the Samaria were a part,
And the Amistad.
and the Amistad were a part of bringing the folks that look like me around here to build this place.
And the truth is, there's nothing that you cannot endure. There's nothing that you cannot endure in this lifetime. Because your ancestors made it through what they made it through. It's like Susan L. Taylor, the editor-in-chief of Essence Magazine, long like a brave, she used to be the editor-in-chief. She said, what is it? The word cannot or can't should not exist in your vocabulary. It should not exist in your vocabulary. There is nothing in this lifetime that you can't get through. Because your ancestors got through the most. They got through the worst. And so the bottom line is, those people, your ancestors, got through the triangle trade. If you're not familiar with the triangle trade, Google it. The triangle trade. They got through that. They survived. There were African slaves who jumped off the ship to their death because they didn't want to be slaves. The sharks in the ocean became so sophisticated that they would follow the slave ship because they knew that they were going to be fed. They knew that they were going to get fed, either because the slave owners were going to throw a body over, or because a slave was going to jump over, or because a slave mother was going to throw her child over, because the slave mother was her child was enslaved. So the sharks became so sophisticated that they would follow the slave ship underneath the ocean, watching the slave ship. They followed the slave ship because they knew that they were going to be fed. They knew that they were going to be fed.
And that's why that plantation is really gonna burn to the ground like
That's
that.
it, bitch.
And that's why
That's it.
Hayabo Shata, the biggest motherfucking plantation in Louisiana.
And this is the motherfucking word bitch.
And that's why that slave ship in Louisiana
That's right.
burnt, that slave plantation burnt to the ground.
That's right. That's right. And if you don't know what we're talking about, bitch, you're gonna see it on social media. Oh, boom.
And that white woman standing there giving them a kiss. See what I sent you? And she was over there talking about, well, the slaves were treated as good as they could be enslaved.
You said
The way they try to whitewash the history, like, oh, well, we didn't really treat them like that. They were, first of all, the word slave. No pay in servitude to build for you for you to achieve. What the fuck do you mean they were treated as well as they could as slaves? To try to whitewash over there. There is no way that me or Craig can be racist.
right. 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 That's it. That is it. You are the descendant of slaves who did not die.
Really fascinating.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And like Phyllis Yvonne Stickney, who was the prosecutor in New Jack City against Nino Brown. Phyllis Yvonne Stickney, that's her name in real life. Like she said in one episode of Donahue, she said the African slave trade route was the only one that was documented. And I am not at all here to say that what Jewish people endured was not horrendous. Or heinous.
Or egregious.
I am not here to say that. But as she said,